Here we are, Conversations.
Absolutely.
How you doing, Nation?
Doing well. How are you doing, Bob?
I'm doing good. So, folks, thank you for joining us for Conversations with Nahchon Guyton and Bob Robertson. And we're having today are we having a conversation?
Yes.
It's going to be interesting. I hope you stay with us because this snake may go all over the place. We just don't know yet. So, how have you been?
Oh, I've been well. I've been awesome. Good. You know, I've just been enjoying life, kind of getting over a little, I guess call it fall cold, but other than that, I'm doing great.
A lot of allergies going around. I'm a little hoarse myself. Yeah. Has nothing to do with the 12 cups of coffee I had today.
No, nothing at all.
So we were talking earlier in the break room about, we're talking with Stephen, the intern, or whatever. Mm-hmm. Steve, he's actually doing all of our, what do you call it? Our social media, SEO, all of that stuff. A great young man. And we were talking about how to protect your voice. Mm-hmm. And Nahchon told me things like, well, so take care, don't drink anything real cold before you go on the mic.
That's right.
And room temperature is okay. Stay away from coffee. And I'm sitting here drinking ice water and coffee.
Before you go on the mic. Yeah. Breaking all the rules.
You're breaking all the rules. And I was like, yeah. So I did get chided a little bit about that. Mm-hmm. So you've been dealing with, what is it, Walmart or just big box stores in general?
Big box stores. Yeah. I'm seeing all of this automation get installed.
Right.
And I'm a tech guy. I love automation.
I do too.
I love all the automation. But where's the customer service? So I walk into Walmart, and unless I'm extremely, extremely on a time crunch,
right,
I'm going to wait in that long line. Just those two folks.
Right. The one or two checkers is all they have.
I'm waiting in that line because I am paying you to bring my stuff up to check me out. Now, I believe if I'm going to go to the automated line to save you time, give me a discount. I don't work for you. Why am I checking myself out and bagging my own
they
stuff?
claim that that discount's built into the price of the goods,
Yeah, but if I get checked out over here, get checked out over there, it's the same price.
Well, okay.
So you're hired. You're actually, the customer becomes the employee now. And so I have an issue with that.
Yeah.
So I think about customer service. When you are a customer, and we got so used to not having customer service. People, they walk in a place and you're not greeted for 15 minutes. And it's okay. I'm not used to not having customer service.
Yeah.
My thing is, if I walk into a facility, I used to manage a restaurant at the international airport. And the first thing I told all of my servers is like, look, you have 15 seconds to greet a person.
Yeah.
That's it. Not 15, not 16. You have 15 seconds to greet them.
Yeah.
We have to provide a level of customer service. At that 15 seconds, you greet them, they feel welcomed. So guess what happens when people feel welcome? They spend more money.
That's right.
So people are complaining. So I did some research over the weekend because I was really peeved about having to check myself out.
You have too much time.
At Target, at Kohl's, at all these places. I'm like,
right.
What's going on? Mm-hmm. So I said, what does it cost for an automated machine?
Ooh.
What does it cost to put one of the machines in?
Tens of thousands, I would think.
No. Hundreds.
Really?
Thousands. I think it's $175,000
per machine.
Per machine.
Boy, it better last a long time.
I don't know what the life expectancy of it is, but they said 5 to 7 years.
Ooh.
But here's the problem. Let's do the math. Now, they say, of course, that person never gets sick, never has an attitude, is always there. I
don't know, man. I've done some of those machines. I think they have an attitude.
I think they have an attitude too. You keep, you're scanning.
Right.
And guess what has to happen? A person has to come over and take their card out and get you going.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Now my time has been, I already waited in this long line.
Right.
Now my time is even more because now I got to wait till that one individual who's actually manning 20 machines gets the time to come over because all the machines are malfunctioning. Right. So as I'm thinking about it, so I ran the numbers. I'm not a numbers guy, but I kind of am a numbers guy.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, $150,000 per machine. Ooh. So you spent you got $1 million in machinery right here.
Right there.
It's not even profitable. it doesn't make them money.
So why are they doing it?
So I read an article. One of the articles said the reason they do it because they believe over time it will make sense economically. But
Oh, wait a minute. I just got a headache over that.
Yeah.
That was
and then the other part of the article from the reporter side, his commentary was, here's what I believe. Commentary stated something like this. The head count is lowered, so the profitability looks higher. You made a capital investment one time, but you have to pay an employee all the time. So his take on it was the only reason you're doing it is to make your numbers look higher because you don't have headcount.
Oh.
And I looked at that. I said, I agree with that totally because it makes no sense. It's not profitable. Your customers hate it.
So your asset investment,
Yep.
asset investment
mhm.
is shown on one line item.
Right.
Your payroll is shown on another one.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you're spending more money for assets
Right.
or lease, depending on how you're doing
do
it, right?
You get to write that off.
You
You can't
get
write off the employee.
Yeah.
So you're using it. I call it, some book magic, bookkeeping magic, because if because you know what they do during Christmas time, they close those down, and they hire people.
That's correct.
Why is that? Why is that?
Well, I would think to stop shoplifting.
Exactly, because it's a loss leader. It's not profitable. So I'm saying, okay, customer service people. We understand you got to deal with attitudes. We understand you got to deal with people. And, we understand it's an ongoing investment. But if you're going to put in a machine, give the people a break that goes to the machine. Incentivize me to go to the machine and check myself out.
I still don't want to go to the machine.
I don't either, but I mean,
I don't care. I don't care if it costs a few cents more. It's the idea that, first of all, most of the time when I go to self-checkout, there's something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Something.
For sure.
Something goes wrong, and I have to wait.
Yep.
And I have to wait, and I have to
More
wait.
often than not, that's the case.
That's correct.
You're waiting for something, yes.
And then it's little things like you slide it, beep, okay? You put it on the tray, and it says, place item on tray. Already placed it on the tray, right?
Place item on the tray. Beep,
Yep.
beep, beep, beep. Causes
Yeah.
some assistance.
Right? And then it locks the machine up until somebody comes, and it's like, I already put it on there. Oh, yeah. And they boop, 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 put their little code in. Okay, go ahead. And it's like, really? Really?
Right. It'd have been easier to get somebody to check me out.
Yeah, it is. It is. And you get to talk to a person, right?
To find out something that's going on in their life.
Yeah.
Give them a great
No,
day.
seriously, because my wife and I, we shop at H-E-B and Walmart, the local market in Kingwood. And, we get to know the cashiers, right? And so we interact with them and we talk to them, and they become part of our tribe, right?
Yes. You get to know what's going on in their lives, get to know how you can help.
Yes, absolutely. It's like the pharmacist. The pharmacist, he's part of our tribe. We know this guy. He knows us. He's got to where he even knows when we go up, he knows he doesn't even ask for our birth date anymore.
Because he already knows it.
Yeah, he already knows. And that is, to me, is wonderful.
That's customer service, because you go back for the people.
Ooh, boy, you are so right.
You go back for the people. You don't go back for the brand of the store. You go back for the people that work there.
That's right.
That
That
you
is
connect with.
exactly
That
right.
becomes a part of the tribe.
But I know why they do that. I know why we go to the self-checkout machines. I know why they have them.
Mm-hmm.
I do. It's called bad management.
Yeah, it is.
No, I'm telling you.
I agree.
That's
I
to me.
Totally agree.
Every time you have problems, when these things happen like that, like this big automobile strike they just had and all of that stuff, you know why that was? It was greed and bad management.
Yes, absolutely.
They held these people's pay for years.
Yep.
Years. Greed and bad management. That's just it. And look, guys, I'm not a left or rightist. I'm none of that.
Reality, man.
I'm just reality. This is just the reality of what it is. And I'm not against a company making profit. They should make profit. but there's
not being exorbitant, not being over the top, not at the expense of the people that help you make the money initially.
they're the ones that make the money for you.
Yeah. Why are you cutting them out of the conversation?
Just be a good manager.
Yeah.
Be a good executive. Make good plans.
Exactly.
Things like that.
I read an article in Forbes, 2019. It says right before what they call the Great Migration,
Right.
the Great the Great Resignation. So before the Great Resignation, it says they did some studies, ran some statistics. People don't leave companies; they leave bad
managers. Absolutely.
If you have bad managers, you're going to destroy your company because they're not leaving a company, they're leaving that manager.
That's right. That's right.
So as entrepreneurs, startups, and founders, don't emulate these big box stores with bad management and poor execution of technology and I could say implementation. Because there's a place where self-checkout would make really good sense.
I think the right, and I'm not going to call it a mantra, but the right thing is hold your managers responsible.
Yes.
Teach them how to be good managers.
And don't just put them in the role because they've been there for 6 years, 4 years, 3 years, or just came out of school with a degree from Pendleton or wherever.
Oh, my gosh.
Don't just do that.
Right.
Train them.
Correct.
Develop them. And have a culture that they can fall into.
No, absolutely.
And so
absolutely.
If not, we have, because if you go right now, Amazon is testing a complete new brick and mortar store that's going all robotic. That's fine. I have no problem with that. Why? Because to me, I call Amazon, I don't expect to see a person. Just come to my door.
That's correct.
I'm okay with that. But when I go to a Kroger, when I go to a Walmart, a Target, I go there because I'm expecting to see a person at the end of the checkout.
Yep.
So I would wait and wait. And then you get there, then the attitude of the person supposed to help fix the problem at the self-checkout is terrible.
Yeah. So why do you think that is?
Bad management.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Bad management. No, it is. And that's right. So instead of a person loving their job, they endure their job.
Because they need a paycheck.
They need a paycheck. Well, that was interesting. Yeah. So, okay, I hear you. It's frustrating. Now, okay, here's my frustration with stores. My pharmacy.
Okay.
I go to my pharmacy, and between my wife and I, we're old people, so we're on meds. I have blood pressure and stomach medicine, a few other little things. Nothing serious, but
some medication.
But they're prescription drugs, right? And they come at different times of the month, right?
Okay.
So I'll go to the store and I'll get a text that says, your prescription for such and such is ready. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'll go pick it up. And before I even get home, I have another one, right? And it's like, what in the world, right?
Why
and so,
tell it at the same time when I
yeah,
get there?
exactly. And they said the computer did not spit it out, right? So the computer doesn't show them until it's time, right? And I said, can't y'all change that to where I can go once a month and get all of my prescriptions and that's it? No, we can't. We tried that, but it just didn't work well. There was always too many variables, right? The doctor had to be called or this or that, and we don't want people to be out of their prescriptions. I get it. Mm-hmm. I understand that.
But there's a real simple solution. When the last medication comes out, you call me then.
Right.
Because you already have the rest of them.
Right.
That would be a customer service thing that the pharmacist can say, you know what? I know Bob and his wife come here all the time. I will wait to have his stuff come out. Because when you look at a computer only does what it's told to do.
Boom. Right? Absolutely.
So don't tell me you can't. Yep. You didn't tell it to.
I have come to the opinion that the reason they will not fill it all at once is they want you back in that store as many times as possible.
That's a good way of thinking about it.
No, really, because I used to work in the food business, in the store business. And let me tell you, the way that a store is set up, they set it up to where you'll go through the store once, and then you have to go through it again. Because when you go through the store, what are you going to do? You're going to get your produce, right? Non-refrigerated, right? Then you're going to go shop for other stuff that's non-refrigerated, right? And then you're going to go get your refrigerated. So now you have to go all the way back. And then you have to go all the way back again to get your frozen food stuff. And why is that? Well, because you don't want your cold or frozen foods to get spoiled while you're dealing with self-checkout.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I mean, it's just
to think about it. So when you're describing the motion that was necessary to do all that, I saw a rat in a maze.
absolutely.
I saw a rat in a maze. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
As consumers, we have the power as a collective to say, no, this is not right. We're paying for this stuff, for these goods, and you're treating us like we're a rat in a maze.
So back when I was in the grocery business, we would open a new store and they would have set day when they would come and set the store. And they had this map, and your supplier, your grocery supplier, is the one that determines where everything is placed.
Really?
Yeah. Have you ever noticed that coffee and spices and sugar are usually 4 to 5 aisles from the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know why?
No, I have no clue.
Well, because typically those are not profit items. Those are cost. They sell those almost at cost. They really do. Now, nowadays, the world may have changed a little bit, and maybe coffee is profitable, but used to every week they'd run a sale on coffee, right? Remember that? You'd get the little sales flyer, and you open it up, and it's like, whoa, a pound of coffee is only $1.99, right? And it's normally $3.99.
Well.
Sugar's exactly the same thing. Flour is never a profit maker. Never. It's considered an essential. Just like, give you another one, corn kits, right? Corn kits. They almost give those away. You can still buy a corn kit for $0.25. I mean, it's not
It's pretty cheap.
Yeah, those are loss leaders. Those are there to get you in, so you will buy the other stuff.
That supports
Right,
it.
right. So
that's the thing that's interesting, though. There's a science and methodology behind all of this.
Absolutely.
To keep reaching to the consumer's pocket.
That's correct.
So everything you described, Bob, is saying, I'm going to find multiple ways to reach into your pocket.
That's
and
right.
I'm going to frustrate you in the process while I'm reaching into your pocket.
That's correct.
And then I'm going to have you stay in line at a self-checkout while I reach into your pocket.
Well, even worse than that, then we're going to put all the impulse items at the self-checkout or the regular checkout. Yeah. All the gum, all the magazines, all the candy, all of that stuff. Those are impulse items. And those are there that you're like, oh, look,
I do need that. Yeah.
It's a payday bar. I think I'll have one. I'm kind of hungry.
It's like when you go to TJ Maxx or Robertson Coat Factory. They got it to the point where you walk down an aisle with all these impulse items.
Right.
Before you can get to the checkout.
Office Max or Office Depot, exactly the same way. Exactly the same. You go through a maze of those impulse items before you get to the checkout, right? And then they want your telephone number and your email address.
So they can sell it to somebody.
That's exactly right. So exactly. What was the other thing that irritated me about shopping like that? I can't.
That's why I know for local merchants, I say this apologetically. I say this. I go to Amazon because I don't expect customer service. I expect the product at my door.
Yep. And you know what's sad about that? You actually get customer service.
I really do, because I get the product when they say I'm
That's right.
90% of the time.
Yeah.
And people are wondering why. Well, if you stop shopping online, I was like, the only reason I shop online is because I get served in a proper time, and it doesn't cost me a dime of my time waiting in a line to check myself out after I walk through your maze like a rat to find my goods.
And Amazon will, as much as I love brick and mortar, I really do. I prefer shopping in brick and mortar.
I do too.
But at Amazon, oh my gosh, you place an order, boop, you get an email. Your order was placed. You can expect it to ship by so-and-so. It ships, boop, your order just shipped. You can expect it delivered by so-and-so. When it gets to the final place, boop, your order's been picked up to deliver. Boop, it's going to be there within 2 hours.
Absolutely.
Boop, your order has been delivered.
And they send me a picture sometimes.
That's right. And then, boop, tell us what you thought.
Mm-hmm.
So all of those times, those are touch points, right? They have reached out to you to get you to, that's customer service. And I get it. But it's just, when you talk about live interfacing, right, which I really enjoy, visiting with people, I enjoy talking to them, I enjoy smiling with them, I enjoy that human connection, absolutely. And you do not have that with Amazon.
No, you don't.
Or Walmart online or any of the others. But, and I'm gonna gripe just a little bit more. A local store that just drives me insane, Best Buy. Okay. The thing about Best Buy that just grits me, to no end, and it's even worse than Office Depot or Office Max, which is the same thing, is that you go there for the simplest of stuff, and they don't have it. Don't stock it.
You got to get it online.
You got to get it online. And it's like, why did I walk in here?
Right. Yeah.
When I could have just ordered it from Amazon. And then Best Buy and all these other places say, we're losing all this business
to Amazon. You're not carrying my product.
That's right. You don't carry my product. And it's not that it's not that I need so god awful much. It's the idea that your shelves are almost empty.
Yeah, they really are. You go into Best Buy. I went into Best Buy to buy a wireless keyboard and mouse.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have it.
Doesn't surprise me.
They didn't have it. It's like, you don't have any wireless keyboards and mouse combos? Well, we got a wireless keyboard. We got a wireless mouse. I'm like, no, I can go right now to Amazon and buy a combo.
Right.
Made by Logitech.
Right.
You don't carry that? Oh, no.
With one little dongle. Yeah, exactly. I don't have to have two. I'm not using two ports. I'm using one.
I plug it in. I'm good. Oh, no. Yeah. Well, you can order it. I just walked up the store.
Yeah. Well, because
these are what I call, in today's world, critical essentials.
Right. Absolutely.
If I'm an electronics store, I'm going to carry the critical essentials.
Right.
Keyboards, mouse, critical essentials.
Yep.
Microphones today.
Absolutely.
USB microphones.
Yep.
USB headsets.
Yep.
These are critical essentials because with the
Wi-Fi routers,
with the remote population working remotely.
Yep.
Critical essentials.
No, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
you do that. But it's somebody, bad management, sitting there looking at numbers and saying, oh, we don't need to carry that. That's a lost leader. We don't need to carry that.
Yeah.
But it's a critical essential. So now you can say, hey, if you ever run out of X, come see us because we got it in stock.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now, because the worst thing to do to be typing and a key goes out on your keyboard and you got a paper or you got something you got to put out that same day.
Yeah.
What's what you want to do? Amazon's going to give it to you the same day. I mean,
right. Chances are very slim.
Very slim. So you're going to go to a Best Buy, a Walmart. You're going to go somewhere and say, hey, you should have this.
Right.
And you get there, you're
right. And you don't get it. Yeah.
Like,
no,
I get it. What the heck? What happened to providing what the customers was looking for?
Right.
Not providing what makes you the most money.
Yep. There are stores, pardon me, that still provide customer service.
Okay.
But they are far and few between. You can go to just about any home improvement store. I'm not going to name them.
Yes.
And they've hired a bunch more people to help out.
Yes.
But they run from you. They're like they look and they see you with that look like, could you help me? And you're just like, they turn around and get the heck out of there.
Yeah, they're on the way. You got the radio going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and that's kind of the other thing is that most home improvement stores really sell poor quality, very poor
they sell what
quality.
they call contractor grade stuff.
Yep. Years ago, I bought, and we're talking 20 plus years ago, I bought a water heater from a local supply house, a plumbing supply house, more. Anyhow, the water heater that I bought was not considered a top of the line.
Okay.
All of the fittings were brass. Everything not plastic. Now we see that's it, because now you're thinking the other box store, right? You're thinking a box store. No, everything was done correctly, right? That thing did not cost me maybe $20 more, and we're talking $300, $400, $500, almost the same price as the cheap knockoff box store one.
Yeah.
Right? That had plastic faucets, plastic fittings, plastic. Yeah. So quality is out there. You just have to go to the right place. And really the price for good quality is not that much more.
No, it really isn't. When you think about it, you look at, I would say, time spent for the search.
Right.
Versus going to a place where, like you said, $20, $30 more. If it cost me 40 minutes in searching for it,
right,
and I can go right here and get it for $25 more, that 40 minutes was worth it.
And
it was not worth that $25. It's better to spend the $25.
So if you need, folks, if you need or nation, if you need something electrical or something plumbing, there are local supply houses around here that cater not just to the contractor, they cater to the public. And they have what's called city sales.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep. It's not in the front of the store. It's usually on the side. Although some of the electric stores, it's right in the front as you walk in. And you just go up there and tell them what you want. And I don't want to promise you, but typically you will not pay any more than you would pay at a big box store. And the quality will be much, much better. And get this,
wow,
they are there to help you.
What a novelty. What a novelty.
I mean, it's amazing. So, and when I talk quality, I want to just tell you a little quick story. So our house flooded in Imelda in 19. So while we had the walls all tore out and everything, we decided to go ahead and repipe the house.
Okay.
So I went to Supply House, right, and I bought all new PEX plumbing.
Okay.
All the fittings, all the piping, the special machine to make the connections with, the collars, everything. So I go back and we install everything, right?
Okay.
Not a leak one. Everything was perfect, right? But then I decided to go ahead and run a couple of lines outside so that I could now take water to my garage. So I had a detached garage. Take it to the garage to where I was going to put in a half bath there.
Okay.
And I decided I'd run water from there. So I take it, I go to do that, and I find out I'm short on the piping and some of the fittings. Right? No, I had the fittings, but the piping was short. So I thought, well, not a big deal. So I buy a 100-foot roll.
100-foot roll.
Yeah,
Okay.
from one of the box stores. Almost said it.
Yeah.
Almost said it. And I take it home and I run the line and all of that, insulate it, do all this stuff. And when I go to make a connection, it doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit.
It's a different size.
So it's not standard.
It's not standard. You have to buy their fittings.
Oh. So
Yeah.
another ploy to reach into my pocket
Yeah.
and frustrate me.
And guess what? Their fittings cost more than what the supply house fittings cost. And the supply house fittings are all solid brass. But the box store fittings are
Plastic.
Yep, plastic. So if you're
Interesting.
so if you're going to repipe your house, nothing wrong. You can use the plastic ones, you can use the other stuff, but it does not interchange with any other stuff.
So it's better to go to the supply house.
Get the quality,
Get quality stuff.
right, that will last your lifetime. You'd never have a problem with it. And
But, Bob, just listening to that story, it kind of reminds me of when you'd have to buy special couplings with copper.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could only go to this plumber supplier, this place for this coupling because it was a unique coupling because your house was built at a certain time. And
Right. Yeah.
Whereas now with the PVC, you can just go anywhere and pick up something. But now with PEX, I thought PEX was standardized.
Yeah, me too.
So this will fit. So, hey, that's why you get PEX.
All right.
But you're telling me it's not.
It's not. It's not. The other thing is that even lots of the lumber that you get from a big box store actually originates in the United States from a shipping container. Yeah.
Okay.
But not just lumber, tile, carpeting, all of that stuff has to travel across the seas before it gets to, And
So let's think about this. So we already talked about bad management.
Yeah.
We already talked about
right,
the lack of customer service because we have all this automation that's not really helping. And now you're telling me, so if I order a tile and you happen to be out of it, I got to wait till your next shipment comes from overseas.
more than likely. And there may be another local store that has it, but yeah.
But generally,
Yeah.
versus, see, now we can't solve all these problems here on Conversations, Bob, but I'm thinking,
Oh, I can't solve any of them.
what happened to making it local?
Right.
What happened to that?
Yeah, so here's my idea about local, right? We live in a world where social media is such a big deal,
Yes,
right?
that's true.
And social media is supposed to link us all, willingly link us together as one,
Right. But we don't do that.
but we don't do that. No. We do the social media thing just for the stupid stuff that shows.
Yeah, the cat
but the
videos,
the cat videos, right. But this idea that local is just like far-fetched to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
When really that's what we should be doing.
Yeah, you should be buying local. You should be supporting, because here's the deal. When you buy local, you support the money that goes into your community, into your schools, into your streets. However, how many folks want to run local businesses like that anymore, though?
Right, that's the problem, right?
How many wants to do it?
So they've all kind of been run out because of the other side. So I'm going to give you a quick story, and this is about somebody, and I'm going to share his name and all of that because of what he does is so remarkable.
Okay.
I came down with plantar bursitis or something like that. Okay. It's a fascia in the sole of your feet, and it's super painful. So I go to a foot doctor, and the foot doctor says, yeah, you need some insoles because your feet are, as you age, your feet are flattening, and you need better insoles. So, okay, fine, right?
Okay.
So he says, so what I'll do, and I had been suffering for weeks with this, right?
Okay.
And I'm telling you, to the point I was walking with a cane.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, it was
That's
horrible.
real painful.
Oh, it was. So he says, we'll take a foot impressions of your feet, and I will send off, and your insoles will be ready in 8 weeks.
Okay.
Now, I'm just thinking 8 weeks
That you gotta be in pain.
that I'm in pain, that I can hardly walk, and getting worse. That's 2 months.
Yes.
That's 2/3 of a quarter of a year.
Yeah.
You know,
You're in pain.
I'm in pain. I met this guy, Kevin Guyton.
Okay.
Kevin has foot orthotics, and it's a little one-man show as far as I know.
Okay.
He's out of New Caney, and he makes insoles,
Okay.
computerized insoles. You should see his equipment. It is unbelievable. He works out of his garage.
Oh, wow.
Well, garage and shop combo, right? Mm-hmm. And so I said, I can't wait 8 weeks. So I called Kevin, and I said, hey, man, I need a hookup. You know, I'm in pain. I need some help.
Yeah.
He said, well, come on down and see what I can do. So I went down, and I was there probably an hour while he was mostly just chatting, but he did take my impressions. And 3 days later, I got my brand new computerized insoles. You know, not computer building. Not 8 weeks, 3 days. 3 days later.
Wow.
Yeah. You ready for this? For less than half the price
Than what they were going to
what the other one was going to charge me.
See.
Now, that's local.
Wow.
That's
awesome,
local.
Awesome.
You know, that's good service.
Yes.
Thank you, Kevin, to this day. And I highly recommend him. If anyone has that problem with the feet, check him out. Go to a doctor first. And if the doctor says that's what your problem is, go see Kevin.
Yeah.
And
wow.
Let me tell you, it's local. So he's now, guess what? He's in my tribe.
He's part of the tribe.
He's part of my tribe. That's it.
And that's what we want. You know, we talk about conversation. We talk about different things, and we're griping. But we're not griping to be griping. We're griping to make you think about some stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Why are you allowing these bad managers, these big box stores, to herd you through their store like a rat in a maze?
Right.
To mistreat you, to lower the customer service at a higher price.
At a higher price.
Find a brick and mortar place.
Yep.
Go in and see, do they have what you need?
Yep.
Start to patronize locally, because if you go to the big box stores, you'll realize, well, I want this unique spice. I do a lot of cooking, so I'm looking for unique spices.
Mm-hmm.
They don't typically carry. They carry what I call the mundane.
Right.
You know, you get your cinnamon, you get your garlic, you get your basil,
right,
you get your oregano. That's it.
Yeah, typical store
Typical
stuff.
stuff anywhere. Yeah. But if I want to go now, I go to a Burlington where they have some exotic spices, or for a local spice shop.
Yeah.
I can get some really exotic spice. I'm like, ooh, this, and the price is favorable.
Yeah.
It's favorable. It's not less than, but for what I'm getting, it makes sense. I'm like, that works. That works. But the problem is the hours for a lot of these local stores.
Yeah.
They're opening between this time and that time.
Yeah.
They're not accommodating for
9 to 5 or something like that, right?
Yeah, 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You get off at 5 o'clock, you can't go, and then they close at 1 on a Saturday. Yeah, I get it. They're a small operation. They need to, they got to.
Well, sure. They labor costs, all that stuff. Good.
But if you're going to do that, take your local store online, and then let me buy online when you're not there.
Have a merchant account.
Have a merchant account.
Got you.
So now I can buy from you even though you're not at the store, and I can still support locally. That's what I would suggest. Like Kevin, say, hey, I got my store. You need something? Give me a call. Here I am.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's about. Getting the community, the tribe together to support each other.
So this gets kind of crazy, and I'm going to upend everything because we all know about Amazon, and Amazon is good, but it has its limits and stuff, right? But Amazon started out as a used bookstore.
That's right.
And Jeff Bezos lived in an efficiency apartment, and he was broke for 20 years.
That's right. Absolutely.
But he finally hit it.
He finally hit it after 20 years.
Yep. Now, one of the world's richest men now.
Yep.
But I don't buy books from Amazon, and they still sell lots of books.
They still sell lots of books.
That's correct.
That's interesting that you said that. It's how they started.
Yeah.
And you don't buy books from
Nope.
Amazon.
I go to Barnes & Noble in the mall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too.
You know why? 2 reasons.
You get to touch the book and read it.
That's right. I can test the book. All right. I can look at it. I can feel it. I can touch it. I can smell it. I can read the foreword in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I can read the reviews in it, and I can get customer service.
Barnes & Noble's customer service is very satisfactory, impactful. I walked into Barnes & Noble, tell a story to piggyback off what you just said, Bob. I walked into Barnes looking for a book. I was like, hey, do you have this book? And she looked into the computer. She said, no, we don't have it here. She says, but I can have it for you in 4 days. You can order it. I said, really? She said, yeah. Just, give us a deposit. So I gave her a deposit. She called me, got a phone. 4 days later, I had the book. I thought about it. It's like, wow, that's better than the library.
Yeah.
Because the book checked out of the library, I can't get it.
Right.
I was going to say, hey, I can get it to you in 4 days. So I get the book. Everything says, this is what you like. And then she made recommendations. Say, hey, I saw you looking at this book. Here's a few other books that may interest you.
Bam.
And I'm like, okay, I'll take a look at those. I didn't buy any, but I took a look.
Yeah.
But the fact that there was a recommendation based off my reading habits, that's customer service.
That's customer service.
I loved it.
And probably not an algorithm.
No.
It's probably just a salesperson or a customer service person that said, hey, I think this kind of stuff would go well with Nahchon. Right.
They actually paid attention to
Right.
the customer
Right.
and provided me great service.
Mm-hmm.
She says, if you want to, you can just go over there and to the cafe and sit down and read it. It's like, you know what? I think I may peruse through this and see if I like it before I buy it.
I like Barnes & Noble.
Yes.
And good location. I typically buy my children books at Christmas time. We don't do anything else. Have done it for the last 50 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm an old guy. But and I have learned a lot about my children by doing that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I buy them books that I think they would like.
Okay.
Okay. I bought my son, what was it? It wasn't the whole works of Hemingway, but it was almost, right?
Okay.
And I thought, he's not going to like this.
Mm-hmm.
This is not what he's going to like. Because the years before I'd been buying him, Griffin's type books and all that stuff. And I said, he's probably not going to like this. And it was a huge book. I mean, we're talking like 1,400 pages.
Wow.
Very small print. It was a lot of his books in there, probably a dozen or more. It became one of his favorite reads. Mm-hmm. And I realized that he was more of a sophisticated reader than I thought he was. Mm-hmm. And same way with my daughter. So, I when he was younger, I bought him a book. It was one of these real, almost a leaflet type book.
Okay.
And it was simply called Gramps.
Okay.
Yeah, right. It was a picture book of this old man, this grandpa,
okay,
that had come down with, I don't know, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, or something. The book didn't say, but he had to move in with his son and their family.
Okay.
And the whole story of the book was the interface between the family, and as Gramps deteriorated, his health deteriorated, to the point to where he was just in a fetal position, and then he passed away, and it ended with that. Beautiful story, absolutely beautiful, but done more with probably 95% pictures and very little wordage. It was just the imagery, right? He loved that. And it just amazed me that he was that complex, right?
Yeah, different levels of thought.
Yeah, really was. So anyhow, Christmas is coming, the holidays coming up, and we're going to have a few more shows before that. But I don't know. What do you think? What are your plans? You have anything going on?
For Christmas, more what we're looking at doing is finding a place where we can go and give a shelter.
Wow.
Kitchen,
Oh my goodness
like that,
gracious.
just to support.
Mm-hmm.
And then finding something that's more ongoing. Because what I don't like is I don't like doing what everybody else does. What I mean by that is around Christmas times, everybody's in a giving spirit.
Mm-hmm.
But people need stuff and need help every year.
Everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Yes.
And so finding an organization that I can sync with and say, you know what, I don't mind coming in to help. Because you're doing something that's benefiting truly. I give a lot of stuff to Goodwill, but I can't stand Goodwill.
Right? No, I get it. I get it. Yep. Yeah.
I don't like them because the name says Goodwill.
But it's for profit.
But it's for profit, and it's not for profit like make a little bit. It's for astronomical profit.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that. Your stuff's donated.
Right.
Why are you profiting so much on my generosity?
All right.
I don't mind you making profit. I gave it because I expected to go to a better home.
Right.
My use has been expired, but somebody else can get this.
All right.
It could be there. Oh man, I want it. But the prices, some of the prices almost retail level.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm saying
absolutely. Yeah.
So I'd rather do a Salvation Army or something like that.
I love the Salvation
You
Army.
have to call them to pick up.
Yeah.
There's not drop-offs anymore.
Right. Quick story about Salvation Army. I spent 24 years in Civil Air Patrol. It was a wonderful career. I moved up the ranks. I became a group commander. It was pretty incredible. In that, we would have sometimes major search missions that would be brought out, and some of them in some of the most, like Van Horn, Texas, or Lubbock, Texas, or Abilene, or just all over the place, right? And these are usually families that became missing they fly off in an airplane and they would disappear. And it was our job to try to find them.
Okay.
Sometimes the Red Cross would show up.
Okay.
And they would have their little Red Cross van show up, and they would sell sandwiches, right?
Okay.
And sometimes the Salvation Army would show up with a canteen.
Okay.
And they would give away sandwiches.
Different heart.
Yeah.
Different heart.
And would not even take any donations. Wow. Yeah. So, not saying the Red Cross is bad. Everyone has a mission. But folks, I'm going to tell you, that Salvation Army, they do it right.
I agree.
I just think the world of them. It's just incredible.
But you got me to thinking, though, being a veteran, about the programs that we're going to be looking for sponsorships here.
Right.
We need to tell people about that.
Yeah, so this weekend we have decided to forego all of our Saturday programming, which is normally all-day music. We usually start out with classic country at 6 a.m. 8 a.m. we have Swamp Hop Saturday with D and I. At 10 a.m. we have Papa D and the Blues, 10 to 12. 12 on, we have 12 to 4. We have Solid Gold Saturday with Steve Eberhardt. And then Papa D comes back with the Blues at 5.
Okay.
And then we end the evening with what's it called? It's another blues show, but it's about soul.
Okay.
It's a great lineup that we do. But we're going to forego all of it, and it's all going to be about veterans. From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., we're going to do nothing but veterans interviews, veterans shout-outs, veterans promos, and believe it or not, veteran music. Now, and we're not talking about, so it's a quick story about this. I struggled because we needed some filler, and music is filler, and I know people are all going to gripe about it, but it is. That's what it is. I looked and looked and looked for veteran music, and what I found was basically Vietnam-style veteran music, okay?
Okay.
On the eve of destruction and all of these things like that. War, John Shaft, and all of that stuff. But nothing current, right? And I was like, all right, well, that's what it's going to have to be, right? I just kind of blew it off.
I'm going to send you something that's current.
Okay.
I'll send you a song today when I leave.
Well, I have a CD from Diuna Greenleaf. Okay. She's a local blues singer. And folks, if you don't know Diuna, you don't know. That woman is incredible. Okay. And she has her latest CD. She has a song called I'm a Soldier. It's beautiful, beautiful. So over the weekend, I suddenly realized, I'm not happy with this. This is not what I'm trying to do. And so I started looking, and I found a website called Operation Encore, ENCORE, Operation Encore. These people promote veterans in their music. And it's all current stuff.
Wow.
And these are not covers. These are veterans playing their original music.
That's awesome.
I sat down, what is today, Monday?
Monday,
Gosh, because I worked all weekend. I sat down last night and I emailed every one of those veterans and asked them for permission to play their music. I'm already getting feedback.
Awesome.
And it's all positive. So the music you're going to hear on Saturday in between the talk is all from current veterans. And it's some of it you may find a little rappy. Some of it you're going to find maybe a little heavy. But a lot of it's Americana style or bluegrass or country. So there's a good mix in there. I probably sent off 30 or 40 emails. And I'm planning on filling the bill with that. I reached out to Project Encore.
Okay.
And they responded immediately and said, here's 14 hours of music.
Wow.
Use it how you need. Isn't that incredible?
That's amazing.
So that led us to realizing that there is something out there for veterans. Mm-hmm. This whole thing that we're doing started out, this whole veteran thing started out, and it's going to be on Veterans Day, the 11th, Saturday. It started out because the East Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce, their main speaker for their luncheon was the president of the Houston Veterans Chamber of Commerce. And I hope I said that correctly. So we reached out to them, and their vice president reached back.
Okay.
His name is Lou. And Lou said, let's do something together. And so we took our program that we normally do, Meet the Merchant, and it's all about veteran-owned businesses. So when you hear the show on Saturday, you're going to hear a lot about veteran-owned businesses. But we also have reached out and we said, we want to hear from the veterans themselves in general, not just veteran-owned business, veterans and have them tell us who they are, what their rank was, where they served, or what branch where they served, and what Veterans Day means to them. And we have got a wonderful response out of that. This is going to be a great show. It really is. It's going to be. Now, that's where that went. And we're struggling like the Dickens, man. We're up late at night trying to get this done and all that. But that turns out it's not the end.
No.
Lou reached out to me late last night, and he says, can we do something on a weekly or monthly thing, right? So I had a meeting with the guys today, and we said, what can we do to support this endeavor, right? This is important stuff.
Yeah, very important.
And we have decided that we're going to see about putting together either a weekly or monthly, I would prefer weekly, segment of our daytime broadcasting that's going to be about all about veterans. Yeah. So we'll have Meet the Merchants, but we'll also have interviews. We'll have veteran music that's current. I might throw war in every now and then, but you know. But it's going to be at least an hour, if not longer. It just depends on how we can all pull it together each week, and I prefer each week, and do continue a continuing salute to our veterans, not just on Veterans Day, but throughout the year, and hopefully we can do this for years to come. Yes. So that's kind of what we should.
If you are a veteran and you want to participate, reach out to the station. Reach out to us, because we want to celebrate those who served us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's what we want to do. We want to celebrate those who served us, because no matter what branch you were, no matter what you did in the military, you put your life on the line.
That's correct.
Whether you saw combat or not.
That's correct.
You put your life on the line.
You served your country.
You gave us 4 to 20 years to 30 years. You served. So we want to hear from you. We want to hear your story. We want to know what it is that made you decide to say, you know what, I'll go.
All right.
What made you raise your hand?
Yeah.
Say, I'll be a part of this.
Right.
And just talk about that, because we say thank you for serving us when we see you. We salute you.
Right.
But now we want to celebrate you on a weekly basis throughout the year.
Yeah.
Because
wouldn't that be just wonderful?
That is important.
Yeah.
Because I got most of my family as veterans. And going to the VA, the dehumanizing, demoralizing events that they have to suffer when they go to the VA.
Right.
How we mistreat those who put their lives on the line for us.
Isn't that something? Yeah.
The ones who come back from war getting things thrown at them, talk bad because of a war that the country got into and they served at.
Right.
Not celebrating them, the fact that you put your life on the line, whether we agree with the war or not.
That's correct.
You served us by putting your life on the line for us.
That's
right.
right.
We want to celebrate that.
And because of them, we have freedom.
Yeah. You made a way for us to have the freedoms that we celebrate.
Right.
Because whether we agree with the reason and the political landscape behind it, it's not about that.
That's correct.
It's about the men and women who put their lives on hold for us.
I agree.
And that's why we want to celebrate veterans. Not just to say, oh, it's Veterans Day. That's one day a month. I mean, one day a year. But you served us for years.
That's correct.
So why can't we serve you and celebrate you? And that's what we want to do.
Beautifully said. Thank you, Nation. I don't have a clue how long we've been going at this.
I don't either. I think we're over an hour, though. I think we can actually end the conversation.
Are we?
Yeah, we're over an hour.
Well, we're going to go ahead and call it at this point. Yeah. Nation, I want to thank you for another very insightful conversations. And as usual, it went everywhere.
Yeah, it did.
It really did. Oh, I want to tell you about, you were talking about the holidays before we say goodbye for now. You were talking about how to give back to the community.
Back to the community.
There are, I can think of a number of charity organizations out there that do incredible work. One is H-Town Dream Center.
Yes, I've heard of them.
Joshua Mason is unbelievable. They have a brand new building. They're going through, I think, this next weekend or something. They're going to have the ribbon cutting on it. It's really nice. It serves women that have been abused and their families. Northeast Mission.
Okay.
Mission Northeast, Pam Singletary, up there in Montgomery County. They're off of what is that, 494 in New Caney. Incredible organization. They feed hundreds and hundreds, I think 500 people every week.
Wow.
No, really, it's incredible.
That's incredible.
And the last one is HAM in Humble, HAAM, Houston Area Assistant Ministries. These people are phenomenal, and they help anyone that needs help. Mm-hmm. Okay. They also have a resale store. So you're talking about Goodwill and all that, and they'll take donations. Okay. And we a lot of times we'll take our stuff over there and drop it off. Do not bring furniture, though. When do
they receive, like, clothes and things like that? What days? Are you aware of that, or have to go see them?
You can actually just take it and drop it off. 24/7. They have a bin you can put clothing and stuff in. They have carts that you can put stuff in. I wouldn't do it if it looks like rain or maybe on the early weekend, but typically Monday through Friday they have, and even on Saturday, I've seen people there helping out, volunteers helping bring that stuff in and inventory it and all of that. And they have all kinds of stuff in there. But again, please, no furniture. They have been inundated with furniture, and they just have no place for it.
Got it.
So, but HAM is another great one. There's a number of places that I can't think of the name of them right now. It's just terrible. That are women's shelters and women and children's shelters and stuff like that in this area.
Okay.
I encourage you to look at them, and most of them do things over the holidays, so they could. If you're looking to get back to the community, and what a beautiful way to do it, volunteer and help these people. Volunteer. They could use it. A lot of times it's not your money, it's your time.
That's right.
And your talent. Sure is.
Absolutely.
Nation.
It's always, Bob.
Absolutely, always. See you next week, I hope.
Next week, yeah.
Okay, folks. Thanks for joining us. And that's it for Conversations with Nation Guyton. I'm Bob, and I'm out.
All right. Talk to you later, guys.